Hello students, hope you all are fine and doing your practice very well. Now, after doing all the theory concepts, we are moving towards the practical section. In practical section, while moving towards the journey of recording of a transaction, we are first doing the chapter journal. So journal is a book of original entry. When we record a transaction or when a transaction happens, it is recorded firstly in journal. So it is known as the day book because the transaction happens in chronological way are recorded in journal and it is recorded in day wise. Day wise means it is recorded as the sequence of happening of a transaction. So journal is a book of original entry in which transactions are first recorded in chronological order. Chronological means sequence wise as it happens. Suppose a transaction happens first, then it is recorded first, and a transaction happens the day after the first transaction, then it is recorded on the second number. So transactions are first recorded in chronological order. So it is the book of original entry. It is the book of original entry. Firstly, the transactions is recorded in journal. So when a transaction happens, we first have vouchers as we have discussed in theory concepts. So after vouchers, we prepare journal and subsidiary books. Then we move towards the posting, that is done in ledger. So in ledger, we do posting. Here we do recording. Recording is done in journal and subsidiary books and posting is done in ledger. So step by step we move towards the completion of a transaction. So some important terms I want to describe you. One is journal entry. So while doing the chapter journal, you will face these important terms frequently. So journal entry, what is journal entry? Recording of transactions in journal. An entry that describes the recording of a transaction is known as journal entry. Suppose we are recording a transaction and the process, the recording of transaction is known as journal entry. Now the second is journalizing. The process of recording of transaction is known as journalizing. So in journalizing, first we identify and then we decide the nature of the transaction. When we apply the rule, I will describe you in detail also. Posting. Next is posting. Transfer of journal entry into ledger account. So first voucher is written, then journal and subsidiary books recording is done in these two books, and then the posting is done in ledger. So this is the step 3, transfer of journal entry into ledger account. So basically we will face in this journal entry and journalizing. So posting we will done in ledger. So these are the some important terms that you have to learn. Now come to the point. This is the format of journal. So journal, we will write here journal on the top of the columns and we will draw the columns. So first column is date. So heading of the column is date and here we will write the date of the transaction. Suppose the transaction happens on 2020 and it is on March 1st. So we will write here the month of the transaction and the date of the transaction. Suppose the next transaction happens on 5 and then on 9 and then on 31st March. Here we will change the month and we will write it again. So there is no need to write the year or months again and again. You can write it once, and when months changes, then you can change the month. So this is the date column. So date describes the date of transaction. Next we have particulars. In this column we will write the transaction has two sides. Now you know what is double entry system. So every transaction is recorded on the base of double entry system. So if we have debit, then we have also credit. So here we will write the account which is being debited and the account which is being credited. So suppose here we have one account, and here we will write account, and here we will write in short debit. Here 2 is written, and this denotes the credit account. यहाँ पे हम डेबिट का अकाउंट लिखेंगे जो अकाउंट डेबिट हो रहा है, और यहाँ पे हम 2 लिखेंगे जो ये डिनोट कर रहा है कि कौन सा अकाउंट क्रेडिट हो रहा है। तो इसके साथ हम क्रेडिट लिखना जरूरी नहीं है, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे 2 लिख दिया है और ये 2 हमारा यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इसके आगे आना चाहिए। So here we will write ledger folio. One thing more is here, and that is narration. Here we will write the narration. So what is narration? It is the brief description of the transaction. Suppose you are purchasing furniture. So here we will write purchased furniture for rupees. So in short, you will write the description of the transaction over here in narration. So particulars, each transaction affects 2 accounts, out of which one is debited and other is credited. Here we will write the debit account, and here we will write the credit account, and it will be थोड़ा सा जैसे ये आगे हो जाएगा इसके, और यहाँ पे हम इसके फ्रंट में 2 लिखेंगे. Next we have narration. So brief description of transaction. Here we will write brief description of transaction कि transaction किस चीज़ के बारे में है, ताकि अगर हमें बाद में कुछ चेकआउट करना हो तो हमें आइडिया हो जाए. Next we have ledger folio. So the next column we have ledger folio. Here we will write the folio number or page number of the account being debited. So suppose here we are debiting machinery, furniture account, furniture account to cash account. So here we are writing furniture account because we are purchasing furniture. Then we will write here the page number of the furniture account. This recording then converts into posting. So when we post this into ledger folio means this is the page number of ledger account. Here we will open our furniture account in ledger, and we will write, suppose it is on page number 25, then we write here page number 25. So you can skip this once because you are not handling the accounts, you are just learning. So next is, but if it is given in the question, you can write down. Next is debit. So here we will write the amount of the account that is being debited. Suppose furniture is purchased and it is for 25,000. Here we will write 25,000, and cash is going out of the business. So here we will write in credit box. So the debit amount of the debit account will be right here, and it will be written here, and then the credit account the amount of the credit account will be written here. एक बार फिर से देख लेते हैं, यहाँ पे डेट आएगी, जैसे जैसे कोई ट्रांजेक्शन आती है आपके पास वहाँ वैसे वैसे आपने डेट लिखनी है। यहाँ पे ईयर एक बार लिखोगे, मंथ एक बार लिखोगे, उसके बाद इसको चेंज करते रहोगे। जैसे ही मंथ चेंज हो जाएगा उसको आप यहाँ पे चेंज कर दोगे। नेक्स्ट वी हैव पर्टिकुलर्स। पर्टिकुलर्स में आप डेबिट और क्रेडिट जो भी अकाउंट्स हो रहे हैं उनको लिखोगे और उसके बाद नरेशन लिखोगे। नरेशन में आप ब्रीफ डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखोगे कि कौन सी एंट्री आपने की है, कौन सी जर्नल एंट्री आपने की है और कौन से अकाउंट को आप हैंडल कर रहे हो। यहाँ आप डेबिट लिखोगे शॉर्ट में और यहाँ क्रेडिट लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमने 2 डाला है तो इसका मतलब ऑटोमेटिकली क्रेडिट होता है। तो आप जो 2 लिखोगे, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे करते हैं कि जैसे सपोज वो एंट्री कर रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे वो फर्नीचर अकाउंट लिख के साथ में यहीं पे वो 2 लिख देते हैं, बट दिस इज रॉन्ग। यू विल राइट हियर 2 कैश अकाउंट। तो आप इसको थोड़ा सा आगे लेके जाओगे। नेक्स्ट वी हैव लेजर फोलियो। हियर वी विल राइट द पेज नंबर और द फोलियो नंबर ऑफ द लेजर वेयर वी आर गोइंग टू पोस्ट दिस जर्नल एंट्री। सो हियर वी विल राइट द डेबिट अमाउंट, the debit account which is being debited here, the amount of that transaction. So here we will write credit. So after doing all the transaction, both will be same. When you will do number of transactions, both will be same. Suppose this is 25,000 and now this is 25,000. Both are same. So this is double entry system and this shows that we are doing the question very well and accurately. So these are the description of these columns. So this is the format of journal. Next is rule of journalizing. So while doing journal entry, in the process of journalizing, we follow the double entry system. So double entry system is now clear to you because our different video lesson has given to you for double entry system. If you want to revise it again, you can see the video lesson of double entry system. According to double entry system, we define the types of account into 3 categories. First is personal account, then real account, then nominal account. So the personal account says that debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And nominal account says all expenses and losses are debit, all incomes and gains are credit. So these are the rules of double entry system. So if these are not clear to you, so better it is to see the video lesson of double entry system so that you can do the chapter journal easily. Now let us see what are the steps of journalizing. So this is the process for journal entry. So first of all, we will ascertain the accounts that are affected. Let us suppose this is the transaction we have given. Purchased furniture for cash rupees 25,000. So in this transaction, furniture is being purchased for cash for 25,000. So first step is, first of all, we will ascertain the accounts that are affected. कौन कौन से अकाउंट्स हैं जो यहाँ affected हैं? फर्स्ट है फर्नीचर, देन वी हैव कैश, क्योंकि फर्नीचर हमारे पास आ रहा है, एंड देन वी हैव कैश. सो फर्स्ट इज फर्नीचर अकाउंट एंड सेकेंड इज कैश अकाउंट. सो द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज ascertain the nature of accounts. So according to the rules, what are the nature of these accounts? If whether it is of personal account, it belongs to personal account, real account, nominal account. What is the nature of the account? So furniture, it is an asset. It is an asset. So all the assets belongs to real account. And cash, it is also asset. So it will be real account. So now the nature of the accounts are real account and real account. Furniture account, then cash. Next step is ascertain the account to be debited and credited. Now we know furniture account is real account and the second account which is being affected is cash account. But we don't know whom to debited or whom to credited. So first of all we will see the rule of the account. So what is the rule of the real account? रियल अकाउंट का रूल है हमारे पास व्हाट कम्स इन डेबिट एंड व्हाट गोज आउट क्रेडिट. सो व्हाट कम्स इन मींस फर्नीचर इज कमिंग, सो फर्नीचर अकाउंट विल बी डेबिटेड एंड रियल अकाउंट कैश इज बीइंग गोइंग आउट and then it will be credited. So to cash account it will be credited and we will write here in journal. So these are the accounts being debited and credited. Furniture account will be debited and cash account will be credited. So this is the journal entry. So this is how you can ascertain, or these are the steps of journalizing. First of all, ascertain the accounts that are affected, then ascertain the nature of the account, and then ascertain the account to be debited and credited by applying rules. Before starting numericals, I want to discuss with you some important concepts. So, meaning of goods. Goods term we are using here again and again in journal. So goods are the things that are purchased for resale. So a businessman is dealing in, suppose he is a cloth merchant and he is dealing in clothes. So cloth is goods for a cloth merchant. So a businessman who is dealing in the business of cloth and the cloth merchant, for that person cloth is goods. So goods are those things which are purchased for resale. Goods वो चीज़ें हैं जिन्हें हमने खरीदा और उसे हम दोबारा से बेचने के लिए हमने खरीदा है. तो हमारा बिजनेस जिस चीज़ का है वही चीज़ को हम खरीदेंगे और दोबारा रीसेल करेंगे. तो जिस चीज़ में हम डील कर रहे हैं, बिजनेसमैन डील कर रहा है जिस चीज़ में, उसको हम गुड्स कहते हैं. इसमें डिफरेंट थिंग्स हैं जो आपके साथ डिस्कस करना चाहती हूँ मैं. नेक्स्ट, फर्स्ट वी हैव परचेज अकाउंट. सो अगर आप गुड्स खरीद रहे हो सप्लायर से तो वो आपके लिए परचेजेस हैं. अगर आप गुड्स सप्लायर से खरीद रहे हो तो वो आपके लिए परचेजेस हैं. और परचेज अकाउंट का नेचर क्या होता है? परचेजेस एक्सपेंस है, क्योंकि आप एक्सपेंस कर रहे हो तो ऑल एक्सपेंसेस आर डेबिट. हियर इट विल बी डेबिट एंड द नेचर ऑफ द अकाउंट इज एक्सपेंस. So we will write here expense and here we will write debit. Next, purchase return account. Suppose the purchased goods are not according to the instruction. So we will return back to the supplier those goods which are returned back. Those are purchases return and because expenses are decreasing. Now expenses are nominal account. Here we will write the nature of the account, that is nominal. Purchase return is also nominal account. Because expenses are decreasing, so here it will be credit. Now sales. You are doing sale. The purchased goods are now sold. So sales are our income. हमारी इनकम है सेल्स, तो इनकम भी नॉमिनल अकाउंट में आती है, तो इस अकाउंट का नेचर भी नॉमिनल अकाउंट है. देन इट विल बी क्रेडिटेड, क्योंकि सभी इनकम्स क्रेडिट होती हैं. नेक्स्ट वी हैव सेल रिटर्न, कि जो हमने सेल किया था वो रिटर्न हो गया, हमें वापस आ गया. वो सब गुड्स जो हमने सेल की थी वो हमारे पास वापस आ गई, बिकॉज वो अकॉर्डिंग टू द इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं होंगी या मे बी वो डिस्ट्रॉय होंगी. तो सेल रिटर्न, तो इससे हमारा जो एक इनकम है वो कम हो रहा है, तो ये भी नॉमिनल अकाउंट है. यहाँ पे हमारा इनकम हो रहा है तो इनकम क्रेडिट होती है, बट यहाँ इनकम कम हो रही है, वो चीज़ें वापस आ गई जो हमने सेल की थी, और यहाँ पे ये डेबिट होगा. नेक्स्ट वी हैव स्टॉक. स्टॉक जो अनसोल्ड हमारे पास मटेरियल बच जाता है एंड में, उसे हम स्टॉक कहते हैं. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द नेचर ऑफ द ट्रांजेक्शन, nature of the account, you can identify whether it will be debited or it will be credited. Before starting numerical question, I would like to share with you some more important things, that how we will identify that whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction. When we are purchasing something, how can we recognize that it is a cash transaction or credit transaction? So let's see. Goods purchased or sold on credit. If it is written goods purchased or goods sold on credit, if it is written that goods are purchased or sold on credit, word is given in the transaction, then we suppose it to a credit transaction. That means goods are purchased or goods are sold and on credit. These are sold or purchased on credit. Next is goods purchased or sold on cash. If on cash is given, on cash, in cash, goods purchased or goods sold in cash or on cash is given, then we assume it as cash transaction. That means if we are doing purchases, then we are paying cash, and if we are doing sales, then cash is received by us. So next is goods purchased or sold to Ram. If it is given that goods are purchased and goods sold to some person's name is given, then we assume it as credit transaction. The name of the person is given, then the transaction will be in on credit basis. Goods purchased or goods sold to Ram, or any person name can be given here, so it will be credit transaction. Next is good purchased or sold to Ram and cash received. The name is given as well as this is given that cash is received. Both things are given, so we will assume it as cash transaction. So we will assume that goods are purchased and cash is received. So it is cash purchases. And if goods are sold, then it is cash sales. Next is goods purchased. If nothing is given here, not the person's name is given here, and the amount is also not given here, goods purchased or sold is given, only goods purchased is given, goods sold is given, then we assume it as cash transaction. So it will be cash transaction. So these are the some important terms how we can identify whether this is a cash transaction or credit transaction while doing purchases or while doing sales.